he'll look to the group with a raised eyebrow and be like, he says he wants to be here. He kind of put himself in this situation.
He's like a sadist or something, yeah?
I've heard of people that enjoy that treatment, yes.
Yeah. Normally they just pay somebody. They don't have to get kidnapped, though.
So today, we are joining the heroes of Green S once again as they finish their trek through the grasslands to the Cult of the Dragon, as part of the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition module, Hoard of the Dragon Queen. After aiding the town of Green S during a raid led by the cult, they are trekking through the grasslands of the Greenfields, where they have found themselves in a little bit of an ambush in the more rocky terrain with rock outcroppings and a difference in elevation, with Freddy having tracked forward on himself with an invisibility spell. He actually has found the camp and has come back to report, while they all ambush the ambush. Hey, what's up, Trash Kaiser? How you doing? So they ambushed the ambush, and that is where we are at right now, at the end of the battle, where their resources have worn thin. Give me a second. Pull some of this stuff up. There we are.
Did you already throw the password for Fantasy Grounds out there?
I did. I posted that in Adventure Prep. Should be Camp, C-A-M-P.
Perfect, thank you.
Alright, so today, to start us off, we have Jarhead, who plays Ondar. We
Hello.
have John, who plays Noct.
Hey.
We have M. Weber, who plays Qualamir.
Morning.
And we are missing Sauerkraut. He might be running a little late today with work, but we will be joined by him later. Let's see, we're also missing Lord Valoth. So we'll be probably trickling people in as the game goes on. We also have a new player, Nicolden Bird. Go ahead and say hi, Nicole.
Hey guys!
Welcome.
Alright, so over the course of this session, we may not find out who Nicole is playing. But without further ado, if you guys are ready to go, I'm ready to go.
Getting all stuff loaded.
On MP.
I think Fantasy Grounds wants to be cool and quick open the map. Which map were we on?
Canyon. Let's share it real quick.
Thank you. I don't know why that only works when it feels like it.
Oh yeah, for sure, Trash Kaiser. Man, making your own homebrew is difficult. Alright guys, just let me know when you're in.
I'm good.
Oh, I'm good, man.
Yeah, I'm good.
In my notes here, I have to remind myself the first thing to do to get that body off the road. We only left one on the road, but disconcertingly, we need to get that body.
There we go. She is connected. All right, so if you go to the PCs, Nicole.
It's still on the screen showing acquiring file list for me.
Okay. So when you get in on the right side, if you go to PC, there's a tab that you can click on. If you scroll to the bottom of the character selection, your character is ready to be taken.
Perfect.
Man, I don't remember how kind of bad some of that combat got for you guys.
Was
All popping up blood.
To be fair, on Freddy and my side, things went pretty slick. I took like one hit.
Between me, Brother Co, and Ondar, we all went down, I think, almost once.
yeah.
Doesn't speak highly for our odds at attacking this camp. I was pretty confident until I remembered how actually things went.
I mean, I think we took out the front guard post, so I think we can just take their uniforms and just walk in now.
True.
Es posible.
I mean, that would probably realistically require Ondar not wear his armor. I don't think that's a
You can get
good
the
idea.
loot.
You all keep trying to get me out of my armor. Look, I know I'm a stunning looking young man, but it ain't happening.
I was
you
in
can
favor
say
of
loot.
not you taking off your armor.
Freddy was like, you can climb down the cliff without your armor. Just take your armor off. No!
Because that's when you don't get the armor back.
It's also when we find out that he is head to toe covered in very awkward tattoos.
Nobody's supposed to know about that.
It's
It's
form
just
of
very
it.
obvious.
All right, so still missing Lord Valoth. Sauerkraut will be joining later, but Nicoldenbird is in. So I think we are ready to begin.
Alright, sorry to be that person. What map did you want pulled up?
I will open it up for you. There we go.
Ooh, fancy.
All right.
This is where a mold earth spell would come in real handy. Make us a nice little hole to bury these bodies.
I got a shovel.
I don't think we have like 7 hours to dig the hole big enough to bury. How many bodies? Like 6 bodies, right?
I see 7. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I
5,
think they're like
There's a
7
couple-
total.
Yeah, I think there's a couple in the really dark area that I can't make out. But seeing the ones that I can, we would need a very big hole.
Okay, so you all stand here victorious in battle after having defeated the ambush in the rocky outcropping. But you are a little worse for wear, having used a lot of resources and bleeding from your wounds. At this time, it is still probably early midday. Freddy has returned from his trek, and he has passed along the information. What would you like to do?
Get rid of the
First and
bodies for
foremost,
one.
yeah, we gotta. So if we have all the bodies up on this top ridge, would they be easily seen from floor level?
So there is blood on the
Yeah.
on the rock. So that's one thing. They have just fallen where they were. So if you made an attempt to kind of hide them, I think it's definitely possible that you could like hide the bodies. Just remember that the unidentified human is unconscious and restrained from last
Oh,
session.
sorry, we did take one alive. I'm gonna grab the body that's actually on the ground level and haul him back up here
Okay.
for proper disposal.
Which one is that? Nope, not that. Can I move it? I don't know if I can move it. Oh well. So yeah, we'll definitely say that you can do that. I can't move that layer for some reason.
We all know it's moved. It's not a big deal. So you fellas need a bit of a rest. You look... Qualamir, you look like you're about to die.
I came pretty close.
Very close.
And then speaking of that, I will actually use my last 2 level 1 slots to cast Cure Wounds on both myself and on her.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. I was suggesting maybe we
Oh.
take a short rest and you don't get your spells back on short rests. Maybe it'd be
Oh.
better to rest.
Okay.
We're gonna need some time to dispose of certain evidences, so I don't need a rest. I can work on that while you guys take a 5. Well, take an hour, but you know what I mean?
Well, we're not going to rest right here, so let's each help drag the bodies off and then take a rest.
Alright.
Under
Seems like a plan.
picks up, one of the dead bodies, and this raised area. It's not really a raised area, right? It's like a stone outcropping.
It's a stone outcropping. It is higher in elevation than the what do you call it? The path below. It's probably 15 to 20 feet up.
I don't suppose one of you magic fellas knows a way to clean up blood in large amounts, do you?
Andre's going to stash a body right there where that yellow circle is, somewhere in that area.
Okay.
Yeah, we might as well put all the bodies on this side there, and then like, nope, that's not the. Oh, click both. That's whatever. Over here. So somewhere in that area, I'll go across and start moving bodies on this side.
Okay.
Nox is asking if anybody knows a way to clean that, which is John's way of asking, does anybody have prestidigitation?
Freddy speaks up. He's like, I may have something for that.
Oh, right. I forgot. Freddy's not here, so he does... Because prestidigitation can clean. It's going to take a while, because it's like a foot at a time, but prestidigitation can take care of at least some of the visible blood
So he goes to work.
while we haul bodies.
Yeah.
Right.
Kind of cleaning up the blood so it's not quite so conspicuous. whistling a tune to himself as he's doing it.
We whistle while we work.
It's the one man who took no damage.
It would be wise to not be so loud. Not.
That was not me. I don't know why you think that would be me. It's very difficult to whistle when you get these big teeth.
I didn't think of that.
I have thought of that every day. I would love to whistle.
You tried the 2-finger method.
Yes, and I bit off a pit of my index finger that one time. They're also shockingly sharp.
I have to remember that.
Don't put your fingers in Knock's mouth. I think that seems like, you know what? Remove the word knock. Don't put your finger in other people's mouths. Good life lesson. So our plan was to... I'm trying to remember the other map, because we had like a heads-up map that was Freddy's...
Yes, I can get that for you real quick. So this is the
Yes.
basic map that he formed with his prestidigitation.
We're currently not even on this part, right? We're still like a mile, like up the road or something, because it took him like
Yeah.
45 minutes to get there. So
Yeah,
we're
you're
pretty safe
still a ways away. Another thing, just for your, just in case like you would want to, but you can open up notes, and then you can drop those on the map for your own notes.
Oh, good to know.
So like if you make a note and then drop it on the map, it creates a pin. So like if you want to make a pin like, oh, this is a guardhouse over here, you know, then you could have that for your notes. Just if you guys care.
The last I recall, to reaffirm our plan, was to hook all the way around and come up the backside, right? Like to come up from this angle, climb up, and then climb down, because this is where the prisoners were. We were going to try to bust them out first, right? That's, or did we come to a different ending plan?
Thought that's what everyone had decided upon, that we were going to rappel down into the camp and free the prisoners, especially that one
Monk
individual
guy,
that
yeah.
monk guy, yeah, and
Laosin.
yeah, and then I can't remember if we were going to climb back out or walk out. I think it was climb.
That's what I'm remembering. I'm just making sure that
So
is.
the distraction of causing
correct.
a fire on the.
I think that, yeah, we
tower
had
over here.
we had an idea that if we needed to, we would start a fire on the tents or something to draw attention towards the center camp while we scaled the wall out. But there was that guard tower on this side that I was concerned would see us, and there was discussion of using silence on it and then attacking it real quick to hopefully stealthily disable them, while somebody is rappelling in to get the prisoners, or immediately before we do that.
So first step is to get where we can observe from above.
Yeah.
Well, we need to interrogate this guy to see if there's any hand signs, signals, anything. Maybe he can tell us further about the camp as far as sentries, security, anything like that.
Yeah, so I guess we'll just, if we're gonna, you want to take a rest just like out in the bushes, or do we want to actually head up into these side mountains? Where do you think would be a good place to rest?
Anywhere
I mean,
but here?
we're not going to literal sleep, so it's not like we're gonna be
Well, not far from where we're at, I would say. I mean, we just get him out of earshot of this outpost area and find out if there's any plan on, swapping out sentries, guards, whatever these guys are.
Sounds like a good plane.
And then, of course, once we finish getting information from him, we'll deliver Torm's judgment to him and be on our way.
That's dark. We usually don't talk about how we're going to execute them, but after they talk anyway. It seems more like a spur of the moment. Or is it just that we're sending them to Torm, and then,
Oh, he's been judged.
Oh. Well, I'm not going to not... We can't let him go, but I don't know, man. Let's not talk about it before it happens.
Sorry, but there's nothing to discuss. He will be administered justice.
Well, let's drag him off and find a quiet spot, and everybody can take a short rest. And good God, do we need it?
All right, so you are taking a rest?
Try to take a short rest, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do have 2 of those potions that the noble gave us, the
health potions?
sissy and Kettle.
Yeah, I figure we should probably handle those till resting isn't even an option, though.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure you didn't think I was trying to keep that a secret.
No, I think we all got some potion, right? It looks like we all have some potions.
I think almost all of you, except I think Brother Cole used his potion for Qualimere last session. All right,
Yeah,
so you guys sit down after laboring with the bodies, trying to hide them as best you can. Sit down for an hour, catch your breath, tend to your wounds, bandage them up. An hour passes, and you finish a short rest. Freddy will gather all of his crossbow bolts as well.
Oh man, that hurt.
For some reason, Fantasy Grounds has me at 9 hit die. That ain't right.
9?
That's a weird thing. Yeah, it showed me at 9 also.
Yeah, I remember last time we were all doubled. It seems like we've gone to triple now for seemingly no reason.
Glitch.
I only see 3.
Weird.
Yeah. But I should show 1 left on yours.
Yeah, like when I open up the class window at the top, it shows 3 properly with 1 used. When I look at the bottom where I would click to quick roll it, it shows the dice, but then it says 9. Well, now it says 8, but yeah, so it's like it's obviously just a weird UI bug because it is keeping track.
It says, where it says hit die, mine has 3 different hit die. Like it's 3 d8 in the same thing.
Oh, like it has 3 sets of 3 for you. That would that looks like it could be the same thing here. It's all kind of squished down there, but yeah, that could be. That's so weird. That's such a weird bug.
Okay. I might be able to fix that real quick.
I mean, it's not. We all know how. Oh, hey, yeah, that did it.
Okay. I think maybe I wasn't understanding.
Oh, I see. Yeah, in here it had 3 listed, and so that
Well, when you
multi-classing, I think they try to build it that way, but it is a weird way to set that up.
Okay, I'm seeing it now. Yeah, 9.
I guess it's probably probably so you can make
okay.
custom.
Yeah, I understand.
I just fixed mine, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Weird,
yeah,
though.
when I was making your characters, I was adding those dice. I didn't because it was only showing one, so I assumed it was one hit die. I didn't
Gotcha.
understand that there was 3 built in. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, maybe there's a feat or something that adds hit dies in. Oh, I guess actually there's bards that do. There's like Song of Rest or something, so you could probably like automatically put in the bard's effects on that. But that seems like such a weird thing to preset instead of having it. I don't know. In any case, that did it.
All right. Brother Ko needs to use a hit die. Yeah, he's gonna use another one. Okay. So you guys now stand there ready. As you were moving the bodies, you did see outfits. Cult outfit and cultist spears. There are 6 of each.
Collect those up.
Yeah. Are they throwing? Or I guess a throwing spear is called a javelin, but I'll grab a spear. I like having too many weapons.
Yeah, you can still throw a spear, so. And it's versatile. So if you use it with 2 hands, it deals 1d8. It's in
Andar fumbles out with the spear and he's like with his shield. He's like, I don't know if I like this.
It is it's in the party sheet inventory if you want to take any of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab one just to have, even though I probably won't use it, because it is only like a D6, and I think my hand axes do that. But hey, if I throw all my hand axes, now I got a spear.
Yep.
Do the outfits? I mean, I'm big. I'm not like crazy big. I'm not a giant or anything, so I can wear these outfits. They would fit me.
How big are you exactly?
Man, I'm beefy.
6'2"?
6'2", 265, so beefy.
Yeah, you could probably find an outfit that would you could probably find a way to make an outfit work. Yes.
Okay.
It'll look like, you know, it won't be shredded, you know, at the ends.
Oh, I'll actually take the spear.
Alright, so there are 2 left of each. I got one for Brother Cole and I got one for Freddy.
I'll take one of each too.
Okay.
I had to see if I was proficient in spears for a second.
These we can just walk in instead of trying to climb down the rock cliff.
Well, it does. That tracks. However, walking out after stealing a bunch of prisoners is probably less realistic. They might ask questions.
Perhaps there where we cause the distraction. Try to sneak out in the darkness with the prisoners in tow, maybe. Just a thought.
Wonder. Maybe we send. As much as I hate splitting the party, but this would require multiple people. If we had one person climb around the back and run down climbing a rope ladder or a rope, and then the rest of us go in the middle, get a little attention, and then sneak them out that rope up the back.
Well, let's find out what we can from this
Oh right, we still have a prisoner.
this vile person here.
Excuse me.
Shall we wake him up?
Yeah, he's already bound, so give him a slapping.
Gag too, so he doesn't scream.
Alright, so you bend down and you kind of slap his face a little bit. Oh, shite.
We're going to remove your gag and ask you some questions. You will answer us and answer us truthfully. If you scream, you will die right away. Painfully. Nod if you understand me.
He looks up at you with a a pretty stoic expression, eyes narrowed, just staring straight at you, Ondar. Nods his head slowly up and down.
Andar pulls his dagger and places it at his Adam's apple and removes the gag.
I suppose this is where you question me?
It is.
Who are you?
No, we're asking the questions, not you. Who are you?
I'm nobody.
Exactly.
Weird neg, but I like it.
We seek some information of this camp, and you will give us that information. Yes?
Give me a good reason.
Oh, he tells you, mate, he's gonna cut your head off if you don't. He's done it before.
He turns his eyes to the side to regard you, Noct, looking you up and down quickly.
This is my friend Noct. His teeth
Actually,
are very
also
sharp.
probably be the one who cuts your head off. And I brandish the great axe that is still probably covered in a lot of the goo from that guy I cut in half. That he was awake that when I did it. He witnessed.
Methinks you'll cut me head off anyway, right after you learn what you need.
I will not.
Aye, but he might. And then he looks at your shield, Ondar.
You recognize this symbol.
Of course I do.
Then you know who I am and what I stand for.
I know. Judgment can piss off.
Well, I guess we're off on the wrong foot then. And just a quick flick of the dagger to nick him. Let's try this again. This could be quick and painless or drawn out and very painful. It's up to you.
Alright, go ahead and roll me an intimidation check.
You got this, Ondar. Scur him.
Oof.
I'm telling you, if you don't agree with what I'm asking you, I'm really bad.
I am a toughie. You drop your sword by accident. It's that long one where you try to catch it a lot and stumble about.
First roll of the day. Way to go, man. Way to go.
Oh boy.
So you nick him on his throat.
Silly sever his artery and he dies.
Why did
Near the
that's so
died.
sick. Oh, yuck, blood. Oh.
Squirts on you and you drop your knife. Ah, yeah.
And then he chuckles a little bit. I'll take me judgment from the queen.
I feared he might say that. Well, perhaps we can make that happen. We use him bound and gagged and carry him into camp and turn him over for failure to do his duty to his fellow cultist. Perhaps then they'll feed him to this queen of evil. Hunter puts the gag back in his mouth.
Alright.
Okay. I'm not following the plan. I thought we were just gonna kill him. I don't really want to carry him in there.
Well, I was hoping to get some information from him, but he's apparently very dead set, and the pun was intended on not giving us any information.
I mean, that was always going to be a possibility here.
Anyone see any reason to keep this man alive?
I see plenty of reasons not to, like he's going to definitely try to escape and stab one of us, most likely.
Nock says that. Ondar turns and stabs the dagger straight into his throat.
See, it's better if we just do it and don't make a big talk about it, you know? This just feels right.
His eyes go wide as the dagger plunges into his flesh.
Failed dice roll.
All right. So,
I take no pleasure in this, just so you know. Ondar says to Nock, not to the guy, to Nock.
no judgment here, friend.
Ondar cleans his blade on the guy's outfit and walks away.
Freddy makes a smart quip.
Oh, Freddy. You always know how to perk our spirits up after a murder.
Okay, so with the bodies hidden, after having rested, feeling fresh again, in the short interrogation of your prisoner, you are ready to set out once more. What would you like to do?
Shall we go walk up the front?
I would say that we should get to a vantage point and do a complete observation of the camp and further make a decision from there. The original plan was to circle around and climb the hills. I mean, we do have these outfits which may gain us entry from the front, but I believe that that was an outpost that we just fought with, and they'll probably replace those guards sometime during the next day, at least once or twice, I would guess, normally. And pretty soon it's going to be discovered that they're gone.
Yeah, that all pretty much checks out.
Which will probably cause heightened awareness in the camp. So I believe maybe taking out the high tower would be a good idea. Someone, I believe, could make it quiet so that we could do so.
Yes. If there's two ways that I can do that, either instantaneously, but I can only do that once, or if you give me about 10 minutes, I can do that.
I see no
Well,
rush.
Yeah, we'll bank on the 10-minute one. In worst case, you have to snap it off, but we'll try to give you the time.
Perfect. And so I guess we'll go around
circle
the...
the camp and climb into the a high point to observe it.
Yeah. Seems like the best course is still what we came up with.
All right, just let me know when you're actually setting out.
Right now?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're done with our rest and everything, so it seems like now.
Okay, so all of you begin to set out. Find this. Okay, so you leave the rocky outcropping and you begin to set out to the wilderness once more, following on Freddy's trail, leading you forth. Give me 1 second. Did you get that message, Nicoldenberg?
Yeah, I did. I'm just
Okay.
trying to figure out how to do that.
Okay, so on your sheet.
Oh, God.
So you have the main sheet, and on the right side are all the tabs. If you go to skills,
Mm-hmm.
scroll down to that skill, and then the the modifier you double click on. There you go.
Thank you.
Yep.
Make a successful roll. Not how I did it, but how you did it.
That's the example to set.
Give us get hit by 2 arrows in the back while we're moving along. Silent assassin.
All right. So you guys are moving about, keeping an eye on the horizon to each side, seeing if you can find any stragglers that Freddy was talking about. At this point, you do not. And after quite a few minutes of traveling, keeping an eye about, you eventually come to a place where there is a turn in a little rocky wall, at which point Freddy stops you and says, "Hold up. I think it's just right about here." And at this point, you are still wearing your armor. So if you want to change it into those outfits or not, maybe now would be a good time. Otherwise, let me know what you would like to do, because you are just on the outside. I will say, let's see, right here. If you look on the Raiders camp map.
Hunter's going to attempt to put the outfit on over his armor.
Be this misshapen blob of a man. Seeing that, yeah, Noct will switch clothing. Doesn't change anything for him because he doesn't wear armor, so he will switch though.
So he'll put it over his. Palmer will put it over his chain shirt.
Chainmail. It's not plate mail. I mean, it's probably has clothing on over it anyway. Some kind of tunic or something.
Yeah.
So, Ondar, you experienced some great difficulty fitting it over your plate armor.
It's not plate. It's chain mail.
Oh, I thought you were wearing plate armor.
Can't yet. I don't have any.
Ah, okay. I would say it does work. It looks really weird though, kind of conspicuous about the bulk of your armor
Not
being
make a
hidden
nick
underneath.
in that tunic right there. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's better.
All right, after a few minutes pass, you are all able to change into these new outfits. All right, now what would you like to do?
Climb the hill, I guess.
Yeah, I guess like still kind of executing the same plan, but as kind of a recon, because we can't see over the white section of rock, right? That's still elevated from us.
Yes, that is definitely still elevated.
Yeah, so I mean, we're gonna have to climb up if we want to do recon, and at least we're sorta disguised in case anybody asks. Maybe.
No difference in elevation between these layers.
That's a fair question. Yeah.
I mean, is it hand climbing, or are we going to need to?
Oh, there we go. Okay. The lower portion of the plateau rises gently from the surrounding land, but it quickly steepens and ascends to a height of 150 feet above the landscape. So it's pretty tall. You could certainly climb up. It would take some checks, though.
Yeah, also, if our plan was involving running a rope down, we're gonna have to tie a bunch of rope together, and boy, does that seem like a recipe for... Maybe we just go in the front and play it cool. Go distraction.
Well, if I remember correctly, we could hug the left-hand side, the right-hand side, along the rocky wall face, I believe it was, and maybe make our way deeper into the camp.
Yeah, I feel like that is a much bigger mountain than I was expecting. I thought 30, 40, maybe 50 feet, but we go up that and things don't go our way and we're just gonna fall to our deaths. Can at least fight, but you can't fight gravity.
Yeah, Polymer will flex his small bicep and be like, "Alright, I'm not the strongest."
Also, a valid concern.
Well,
I was also discussing, also the prisoners, we were gonna go up that wall. It seems like they will probably not be in the greatest shape to climb 150 feet and not fall to their deaths.
considering our current garb, perhaps we could stride into camp. You know, if they challenge us, we can always run away.
We could.
I mean, there's a vast plain before us. We can hide easily. Handle small groups as they come after us, perhaps. But I think maybe trying to walk into camp might, unless they've discovered the missing outpost, or we claim to be that outpost.
I don't think we should draw any extra attention. I'm gonna stick out a bit here.
True. Well, can't hide those teeth, that whatever they are.
I mean, I think the best plan is literally just go in the front and be chill, be cool,
Yep.
Right.
see how it goes.
Just look injured from the attack on Green Nest.
Yeah, there was those the guys we ambushed, right? Not the guys we just did.
Yeah, the other ones.
Yeah, maybe we just kind of say we're from that.
There you go. Yeah, the rear guard.
I mean, hopefully we'll try to be inconspicuous and not have questions asked. But if it comes down to answering questions, there you go. We are totally those guys.
So, Ondar takes his shield and kind of, puts it under, on his back under something, like tries to hide it.
Do you wear like a cloak or something? Maybe you could like put it on your back and the cloak could go over the top or something.
Right. I'm gonna shield is no longer active. Just carried. His AC is extremely hittable now.
Join me.
All right, I'm gonna put knocked on the map again. Put you right there.
The Raider camp one?
Yep.
Okay.
So you're inside that circle right now.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
Yep.
Realized it was that big. Holy crap!
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's
well,
huge.
I guess that does make sense because some of these are like buildings. Those little dots are buildings. So our plan then, just so that everybody can fact check, we're planning to come and like hug this wall, right? And try to come in over, sort of, not like conspicuously, but stay along this side so that we
In
can.
the southern wall, because the
You think this side?
trying to get to there, right?
We need to get all the way up to there. But if we come around this way, kind of try to avoid and then snake up, and hopefully they have ladders or stairs or something we can get up, because this is also raised slightly. So we're gonna have to go up to get to the prisoners, and then improvise an exit strategy. But at least from our entry point, we're coming in this way, so we that's would be our first thing, is to head down into the lower valley and over to this mouth and see what we see.
Okay.
Not talking, but staying in like a loose formation, like and keeping our eyes forward and gauging.
Like, you just have to look
The-
confident. We belong here.
Yeah.
As long as you project that confidence, everything's gonna be okay.
Right.
Exactly. So onwards?
Yep.
Do this.
Yeah.
1 second. I gotta type something real quick.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, so you begin to walk forward. At which time I will put you somewhere else because you can see the whole map now.
Oh, that would explain some stuff.
All right, so you're at the very top left. You see yourself?
Oh, yeah, I'm inside the R. Okay. Yeah, do we see... So I'm guessing that square right under the M in camp is the first, like, watchtower. And everything else are tents. So... Yeah. Follow through on the plan. Does it look like there's anybody, like, checking people who come in? Or does
Okay,
it look pretty
so-
much like everybody's minding their own business?
At this point, the camp seems seems like it has some semblance of organization. There are plenty of bodies moving about or sitting by their tents, talking and jeering with each other. There's a lot of kobolds running around. Though you can see some people are kind of moving in, looks like finding their tents, finding their way. You haven't seen any stragglers come by recently. And they're right here, there is a guardhouse. And there are guards posted inside. 2 kobolds seeming to look out across the horizon.
Alright, So I mean, same plan, right? Just kind of look like we know what we're doing, don't
Mhm.
draw attention, and head straight. I guess we straight down the middle, basically trying to keep some distance from everything,
Mhm.
and fit in. So I'll just kind of move up to like here would be probably the first time where anything conceptually would happen. So I'll put us there, and then you tell me if anything happens.
Okay. So you move there, and then you hear a reptilian voice come from the guardhouse. Huh?
We do, I assume, unless anybody's not gonna halt.
Who is you?
we from Grey Nest. We fell behind. We got a little lost.
All right. I need everybody to make me a charisma check.
Oh. I'm not negative, but I'm not great at this. Ondar looks super trusting, though.
Bling!
Oh yeah, I gotta do these guys. I forgot. Okay. All right. One of the kobolds inside calls out again. Come closer.
In
Right.
in Draconic, I will say, no, we are tired. We need to rest.
Go ahead and make me. Make me a deception check.
Ooh. Woo! Crushed it. It's only a half lie. We probably are pretty tired. It's been a hell of a day.
We're all still tattered and bandaged.
Quiet phone.
All right. In Draconic, he looks back at you, Qualamir. And
And then to respond back, we just saw them. It looks like this is all in just Draconic. Like it looks like they were having a rough time, and they had dispatched some people that were trying to sneak into the camp.
at this, he gets a weird look on his face. And then he goes to the other kobold inside. And then he goes back, and then he shouts out, "Good to go. You got uniform. Move along." And then he kind of ushers with his spear to move in.
Raises your spear. Thanks.
Yeah, we do that.
And then you see another one kind of speed off.
It's like, and then I will hushily tell you guys, it's like, I think we need to walk a little bit faster.
Oh, that language hurts my ears.
Yeah.
Guttural hisses and kind of. It's like a little. You need some like phlegm in the back of your throat, but we should walk a little bit faster.
In Klingon. Gee.
Don't even have to say that out loud. We put a little bit of, like, not running, but speed walking. Put just a little bit of hustle to get at least away from there. Like, if we can get out this way, try to get some distance from everything.
All right.
He is general activity of the camp.
What kind of time frame do we have here, Quality? Did he say something or about us being very conspicuous, or is there about to be an execution?
No, I told them that the other guards were dispatching some adventurers that were trying to sneak in, and that we had just saw them, so then they went to go check on the other guards.
Oh, that is so half hour at best before they get back.
Probably about
We hit the bodies decently, but that is probably not going to hold.
It was 45 minutes up here, so about an hour and a half.
That's a fair point. Yeah, you're right. It is longer than that. Well, let's get at it.
Right.
So yeah. I mean, move up to here so we can try to take a look at this section of the camp. And
All right.
look for the prisoners.
So you descend deeper into the cultist encampment. They live in circular huts made from closely spaced wooden or bone poles that are covered in hide, mud, and sod, varying in size and height from about 10 feet to 25 feet wide and 5 to 10 feet high. There are some in the see that. Okay, there we go. There are some in the mouth of the hollow, which is this whole area. They're crudely built and decorated with animal skulls, of which, walking around, you see a lot of kobolds scurrying about. It's mainly just kobolds. And then on this side, you see a lot more of the humanoids and the actual cultists. The tents here seem to be sturdier, cleaner, and decorated with painted designs representing dragons. And then a few tents over here seems to be a more heavily guarded area with taskmasters and humanoids bearing whips. And then up here seems to be the most important area with a big giant tent and nobody moving about in that section.
Quietly, I say to Ondar, if you want your rematch, I think he's right over there.
Time. In due time.
And you are all kind of regarded with passing I can't think of the name. Can't think of the word. I hate that. I know what word I'm like trying to think of, but I can't say it out loud because I don't know. But so passing judgment. People notice you, but they're all kind of busy recovering and regrouping and joining in the merriment of the victory in their battle against Greenest in the raid. You are not stopped along your way, though. Enough people kind of look your way. Some shrugging, some taking more lingering observance.
Of the two, do we see any prisoners? Number one, anything that looks like a prison tent or compound?
I mean, where they got dudes with whips is probably where our targets are going to be located here.
Yeah, you don't see any prisoners from where you're at right now, but you do
Okay.
see like I said, like taskmasters off in this area.
Okay.
Guys holding whips.
Two buildings to our south, do they look occupied?
These ones
Yes.
here. Yeah, those ones.
That is still part of the kobolden camps. So
Right.
these particularly are crudely made tents, whereas these are the more sturdy ones.
If we can get to there and get a better view of the whole range down here,
Okay, give me 1 second.
try to find anybody who's tied up, I suppose.
Right. We don't want to, I mean, looking at our dress compared to the dress of the people that are, or the individuals in the tents, we don't want to cross, reference, I guess. We want to stay close to where whoever's wearing clothes like we do. I don't know if there's a hierarchy or anything, but
I mean, it seems like the hierarchy is kobolds live in squalor and humans don't. So
up on that too, yeah.
we probably shouldn't be too close to either, though, because the humans might have questions, and the kobolds, we probably shouldn't be, like, in their
Associating,
space. Yeah. I wasn't going to use that word, but I mean, that was what I was thinking pretty loud.
Creatures.
All right, so moving up, where is it? Moving up, you do see a figure posted up on some logs with a crowd of some of the cultists kind of laughing and jeering at a seeming high-ranking uniformed cultist kind of saying things to the crowd as well as he's talking to the figure. So you are able to reason that there are prisoners over there.
Look that up. That gathering is where in relation to us?
Right here.
Okay.
We're in a bit of a spot. I don't know about you guys. Having a hard. We're on a bit of a time limit now, which has complicated things, but also we can't just rush it. We'll definitely just die.
Let's just make our way into those tents near that, or towards those tents, and maybe we can duck off into the tents and wait for darkness or something. Just
Problem
claim
is,
what
they're gonna
fear.
find we now know that they're gonna find those bodies. Like, we're on a pretty strict time limit as to questions getting asked or security getting improved.
Be our distraction. They could, you know, call for people to go out, and if we can hide, perhaps in one of these tents, or feign illness or something. But again, just standing here with our dicks in our hands, excuse me, not the best of ideas.
I haven't heard that one in a long time.
No, I mean, you're right. We should duck into something. I just don't. Outside of rushing this thing, I don't know what our plan is, but yeah, let's look for.
If we can get close enough to him, I'll tell you all, like, I can speak telepathically to him if we're within about 30 feet.
That's right.
There's
Yeah,
a
we.
crowd there, right? Maybe we just join the crowd and listen.
Yeah, do that.
Join the crowd. Move into the gaggle. Gold circle rear hatch. Let's go.
Head down there.
And then, so yes, I guess we'll try and join just the big group of people that are around prisoners.
Is that the one we're after, maybe?
I'm hoping.
Freddy had prestidigitationed out that little police sketch thing. I mean, not to be too meta, but like that was the same image that.
Oh, okay.
So I'm guessing if he's good at his magics, then that's probably pretty recognizably the same guy.
Ready. So hell, he's good.
He's very good. He's an artist. As you get closer,
Mingle with the crowd.
yeah, as you get closer, you begin to mingle with the crowd. I do have your token on the map, Qualamir,
Shoot, sorry.
if you didn't notice that.
Typing.
Yep, gotcha. Okay, so as you get closer, you begin to hear more of the jeering and the laughing and everything. It seems like this is a small crowd of cultists jeering the figure, pointing jabs at him.
You don't know Qualamir.
Within about 30 feet, I will attempt to join into the jeering so that way no one seems that I'm too
Right.
misplaced.
Blowing each other. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Ah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this guy, right?
And then telepathically, he'll be like, "Hello, my name is Qualamir. Please don't be worried. This is just, I am hopefully a friend of yours."
And as you make your way into the crowd, getting a little bit closer, jeering along as you go, you notice that the figure kind of gets a little a startle on his face, but he quickly recovers. And then his body language remains the same, but his eyes begin to scan the crowd. And you hear back, Qualamir, "What? Who is this?"
Oh yes, I forgot. I should introduce myself. My name is Qualamir. I believe your student had sent us to. We can see that it's him, right?
Judging from the prestidigitation that Freddy supplied you, and seeing this man, you're fairly certain that this is him.
I forgot his name. What was it again?
Leosin.
Leosin.
Yeah.
Be like, "Mr. Leosin, my name is Qualamir. We just came from Greenest. Your protege told us we could find you. We're here to try and help."
Nessim sent you? Good lad.
We're all about the forces that we could muster, and we're all just kind of happenstance. And what can you tell me about this place?
And then you hear a loud crack as a whip, as the sound of a whip cracks down on the man's body. and the main guy that is kind of leading this interrogation of sorts. I'm talking to you, half-elf. And then the connection is kind of broken a little bit between you and him, Qualamir. As you hear him kind of jibe back, he's like, well, it's kind of hard to concentrate. I am parched. Parched, eh? All right then, go on and get him some water. And then you see one of the cultists go over to a slop trough, and then get out some nasty-looking, murky, just amalgamation of nastiness, and bring it forth. And then he hands it to the main cultist guy, and then the cultist puts it to his face. Here you go, drink. Oh, it seems I may have may be fine. You know, us half-elves, we don't need that much water, apparently. And the man says, I said drink. Puts it to his lips. And Leosin kind of turns his head, and then he just tosses the whole contents, dripping Leosin with the nastiness. And then you hear the crowd erupt in laughter. Is there anything you want to say or do?
I'll look to the group and be like, well, he's constantly getting interrogated. We can't get too much out of him. What do you guys just suggest? Should someone create a minor distraction?
One's going to be created
Real
here
quick
shortly.
note. Just to be clear on how your telepathy works, you say something telepathic, and then you give them the power to say something back. So like he can't initiate a telepathic communication. Okay.
Or is there any information that we want to ask him?
Ugh. Just ask him if he has a plan to get out of here, because I don't know what our plan is right now. We are far from the exit.
I am well assuming he doesn't have a plan since he's still here.
Well, he's seen more of the place. I don't mean what his plan to escape is, just what... Is there another way out?
And then they'll be like, okay, I'll ask, and they'll initiate back and be like, sorry about all the torture, but is there another way out besides the front? I know you've probably been here for a majority of the time, but is there any kind of way to get you out stealthily versus taking out the whole camp?
Okay, so... Okay, so Leosin replies. He says, not to bother. I got myself in this position. Not entirely sure about another way out, but don't mind me. I know this seems precarious a position, but yeah, I know this may seem odd, but I want to be here right now.
he'll look to the group with a raised eyebrow and be like, he says he wants to be here. He kind of put himself in this situation.
He's like a sadist or something, yeah?
I've heard of people that enjoy that treatment. Yes.
Yeah.
One
Normally
of,
they just pay somebody. They don't have to get kidnapped, though.
one of the cultists kind of goes, huh? What? What's that?
Yeah, hit him again!
Stinking half elf. And then he goes back to jeering with the rest of the crowd.
He says he wants to be here.
That's what he said.
What?
This was all of his research.
I suppose maybe he's a bad version of deep cover agent trying to learn about a cult, but seems like that information just dies with him at the way things
Right.
are going for the guy.
We need to kill him.
Yeah. Maybe this plan of his is bad and he does not want to admit to it. I've been there.
Ours?
Are there other prisoners, or is he sort of the only one?
He is the focus right now. Judging from the size of this area and the type of environment, like there's posts and stuff, it seems like they do have more prisoners, but they are not out and they're not out and about at this moment.
Okay. Well, I don't know what to say. If he doesn't want to be rescued, I'm sure there are plenty of people here who do.
Right. Does he know where they're at? Call him here. Ask him.
And then he will ask me like, well, where are the other prisoners kept?
He responds, well, you're in the prison encampment area. In some of the tents.
And Qualmer will look to Andre and be like, well, he says they should be all around us, probably in the tents.
Does he know round about how many?
He'll turn back and he'll be like, do you know how many more there are besides you?
As you feel the psychic connection between you two, you feel it strained as the cultist slaps Leosin across the face, and then he says, "Ha! I think that's about enough for today. I'll leave you on this post for a little while longer." And then he turns to the crowd and opens his arms up, and he says, "Praise be to the Dragon Queen." And they all go, "Here, here, here, here."
Oi, Dragon Queen and all that.
And then he addresses the crowd where he says, "Go ahead, feel free to give your own jabs or jibes for a time. We all know this one deserves it." And then he walks off with a lot of the crowd leaving and talking amongst each other, laughing. A few remain and go over to kind of slap him up a little bit.
I'll go stand in line.
You're really getting into the mindset of this cult, huh? Without drawing attention, I'm gonna wander a little bit this way and see if I can see any other, like in these tents on this side, see if I can see any more prisoners. Just kind of not actually literally poking my head in, but kind of poke my head around to see if I can see anybody.
Okay.
Andar's going to mill around, and when he sees that the cultists are pretty much done beating on the guy, he's going to walk over to administer some of his own beat down to the guy. Not really, but, you know.
Oh yeah, I think I had close to the same concept.
You're gonna
Be the
slap
last
the
in
life
line.
back into him.
Be the last in line, but make sure that anybody that gets behind him, he's like, no, go ahead. Till there are no more cultists wishing to berate this young man.
All right, Noct, you are turning around, turning your attention to the prison camps, I should say you notice the prison encampment. It looks like they are primarily used for manual labor. You see a few in chains off over here, seeming to be cutting wood and logs and stuff like that.
Interesting.
They are wearing what seems to be the same clothes as their capture, though definitely dirty and somewhat tattered. You think it would be reasonable to assume that you could spot prisoners by this fact alone, wearing the dirty, tattered clothing, whereas a lot of the other cultists, though they don't have clean clothing, they have fitting clothing, I guess.
Do I see any signs of like mining equipment?
Looking off in this direction, you see that cave mouth. Mining equipment, not so much, but shovels and other stuff like that. If you look over in this direction, you also notice some queer, some odd things. Obviously for the cave, but your experience with mining and working underground, you're not exactly sure what these tools are used for. You're not sure if they're used for digging in the earth or maybe there's something inside.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. All right.
And as some of the cultists slowly filter out, Ondar, you are left alone in line.
I'll take a quick look around to make sure no one's paying too much attention to this guy that's fixing to administer some punishment.
All right, make me a perception check. All right, you look around and you see a whole lot of figures filtering out from the prison area. Doesn't seem like this is a big hangout area. They're all going up north to the tents or back this way. And that's all you notice.
So he's going to brandish his spear at the guy and start talking loudly about how he's going to deliver punishment to this person for, opposing the will of the queen. He's not going to really get too in depth into it, and then he's going to whisper, "We're here to save you. I know you wish to stay here, but that seems folly to me."
He kind of
brandishing the spear, like pointing it at him, and
he laughs a little bit in that kind of racking type of cough, like he hasn't eaten or drank anything in a long time, and just says, "I've heard it all before, chap."
I am Ondar. I am here to help you, to get you out of this place.
He looks at you and says, you the one that speaks in minds?
That would be my friend, Qualamir.
Wonderful, wonderful. I do so appreciate the sentiment, and I understand how this looks, but I do need to be in this camp right now. Well, you see, the fastest way to learn is to go straight to the library. This is my library.
I don't understand. You're speaking in riddles.
So to that he replies, I am a scholar. My area of study has been the cult of the dragon. I'm in the very place where I can learn the most, as I have already. I've learned much about the cult of the dragon since being taken prisoner.
What good is knowledge if you are dead?
I have a plan of sorts.
Does your plan include dying?
No, not yet, I don't think.
How bad does this guy look?
So it's been I would think probably 3 days since the raid. So he looks definitely hungry. But not so bad. You know, biggest thing is probably water. He's talking in very, very dry language. Like his mouth is chapped, his throat is chapped. But he doesn't look all that bad, except for being heavily bruised and beaten.
I'm gonna walk up to him and I said why, and he's gonna like reach up and grab his throat and give him 5 lay on hands.
Okay. Make me a make me a deception check.
A deception.
All right, give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm. Blinding flash of brilliant light as the holy energy surges into his body.
Not particularly stealthy, then, huh?
All right, you want to repeat that? I'm sorry, I had a lot to type.
Well, I was making a joke about the horrible deception roll, so
Okay. So Leosin regards you and says, terribly sorry if the whole of your mission was to come to rescue me. There's still much I need to learn. I thank you for the nourishment. And then he regards you with very kind eyes that regard you with wholesome thanks.
So looking around, Ondar will again brandish the spear at him and then under his breath say, "Quickly, tell me what you can of this place."
All right. And then he says, if you can manage to come at a later hour, I suppose I can tell you everything. Right now, a little more difficult, I suppose, being out in the open, as conspicuous as it is. But there is much more to this cult than anyone could have imagined. A great danger. I must stay to find out as much as I can. They're growing dragons. That is a worrying thought.
You said they're grooming?
Yes. They're growing dragon eggs.
Well, just so you know, not long from now, an alarm will be raised in this camp, and it will become very active. We will try to stay, but I cannot guarantee it. And Ondar turns and walks back to the rest of the group.
While Ondar was having that conversation, Nock got pretty interested in mining equipment he's never seen and has started wandering that direction, trying to play it cool, but his curiosity has got his attention pretty good, and he's heading towards the cave.
Is he going? Ondar says under his breath to the rest of the group.
All right.
Part of his
Before
heritage.
that, Noct, I need you to make me a perception check.
Yes. Alright, well, it's a 0, so it's not negative. I was a 20 for a second, but 11 isn't terrible.
Right?
It's not good, but it's
Fine.
it's above the 50% line.
All right, so as you are crossing over into this area of camp, I need to find this. So before you're able to go into that area, you're actually stopped. There is a guard with a guard drake blocking your path. And he just holds out his hand, shakes his head with a very stern no.
Sorry, I just taking a look around. No worries. And then head back after, like, kind of peering around his shoulder to get a better look at all the equipment, but not wanting to get stabbed. He does head back with the knowledge. Whatever knowledge he can get out of crazy digging stuff that isn't normal.
All right.
Upon getting back, I'll say, I have spent a lot of years mining, seeing about everything you can do with a pickaxe and equipment. Whatever they're doing over there, they are not digging a tunnel.
The half elf says there are growing dragons here.
I don't know much about dragons. You don't dig them out of the ground, I don't think.
They did say something about dragon eggs, that one guy back in Green Nest.
He says that, yes, they have dragon eggs here somewhere.
So possibly they're underground. Look in the direction of the mining just equipment.
Maybe. I've never heard of dragon eggs underground, but it wasn't really a chief concern. Maybe they're putting them. Maybe that's where they like to grow. I don't know much about dragons.
Evil creatures. What I've been told. I've seen one now, but I'd never seen one until Greenest. Heard a lot of tall tales, I thought, from my grandfather and his companions.
Any idea how long it takes from an egg to the giant one we tried to fight? Is that years, weeks, months?
Centuries?
Okay. Well, if they're growing eggs, then at least we don't have too much to be concerned about, like, for the next couple of days.
Right. We do have some concerns for the next few minutes, though.
And the problem is the food source for a hungry newborn dragon.
I mean, it's probably going to be people, right? I mean, but
Kobold.
I have to agree with Ondar here. Our time is quickly running down, and we came in to get that man and all those prisoners, and I don't know how we're going to pull that off. I was hoping the cave would be our way out, actually, and that seems unlikely.
Stop from approaching it.
They definitely don't want us playing around over there. But also, if they're not digging, then there may not be anywhere to go. Worst case, we go in, it goes in the Underdark or something, and you don't come out of there usually.
I know there were a bunch of acolytes. Is there kind of like a big kind of temple area?
No, there's not. There's not a temple area. I suppose you could probably reason that this area over here with the big tent and the promenade of guards surrounding it serves as sort of like a focus area.
Okay.
Is this up here? Is that a slanted or a not slant, but like slant slope? Like a slope to get up there? Because it looks like it on the map.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
That looks accurate. So yeah, you could probably go up this way to get to the tower.
Oh yeah, that's the other guard tower.
Right, that's a gold tower, but the climb here seems a lot more feasible. Now, granted, we have to get all the way across this fucking camp without being cut down, but of the options, going out a front door seems unlikely. If we could sneak across, maybe distract at the front, sneak out up the slope, right up and out, we sort of get down, but that's the problem after we've successfully done all these things that seem unlikely to do. Now, I don't like this idea, but I am going to say it out loud so we're all on the same page. Our job was to find out what's happening here, not necessarily engage this place in combat. I don't want to leave anyone behind either, but getting killed is just going to get them killed in return.
I hate the idea of leaving the half-elf tied. He's surely going to die. He doesn't understand that, I believe. He keeps saying he has a plan.
Of everyone, he seems like he's got himself a plan. I was more talking about the people over, in the rags being forced to manual labor, probably until they starve to death. I think they would not argue that they don't want to be here. And he is arguing he wants to be here, so...
Right. There is no way we can take on this entire encampment.
I don't think successfully.
Right, that's exactly what I meant.
We don't have enough AoE.
I don't know what that means, but yes.
AoE!
Large boom spells.
The boomers.
Before long, there is going to be an uproar, and we have to make a decision. Are we going to try to hide before that happens so that they don't see us? Or, again, we're standing here in the open. I suggest we move to a tent.
Let's try and find an empty tent then.
There we go. We can create an empty tent if we have to.
I don't think it would look like the other ones.
Never mind.
I think he meant we kill
I'm
people
gonna
inside
watch-
the tent.
I'm gonna walk over here and just
Follow.
casually starts looking in tents, like seeing if there's the smaller ones he's looking at, not the bigger ones, you know.
So these tents seem to be very, very rough in condition. Over here you have the more prisoner stuff, and then over here is some other. Yeah, that would be the more cultist tents. But yeah, you could find a tent. I will say that this one is empty. There does not seem to be
So
anyone taking that.
Signals to everybody and ducks inside.
Onward.
All right. So you are free to move about the camp as you see fit at this time. You're basically regarded as cultists.
Yeah, unless we're actually looking to join up here. I'm not really sure what the plan is. At some point, they're going to find out the gods are missing, and they're going to start becoming more suspicious. So if we're going to do a thing, it's not going to get more likely to succeed as time goes on.
Well, the half-elf said to come back after dark, and he could explain things better.
Yeah, the half-elf doesn't know that they're about to find 7 dead bodies.
Well, no, he doesn't.
Unless you told him they're going to find a
things were
bunch of
gonna
dead
change.
bodies.
Well, I told him it was going to become more active in the camp.
Yeah, I don't think he understood what that was actually going to entail.
I couldn't stand there talking to him out in the open forever.
You're right. It's just, his idiocy aside, we have a time limit before getting out of here is going to be much more difficult, not just for us, but particularly if we're going to try to sneak people out. Which seems even less likely because I think they're chain gang together, so we'd have this big long line of weak dying folks that we're trying to get up at least, 40-50 foot hill with the top.
But maybe we can give them the opportunity to rebel?
If I'm gonna be honest, they didn't look like the fighting type, considering they are prisoners. If they were the fighting type, they probably would have fought back in Green Nest, right? I mean,
True, but torture
If-
does a lot of things to people.
yeah, if you're talking about outnumbering them, I do not believe they outnumber by any means, including
Yeah.
with us in the force. We still do not outnumber, and we're also that big tent. I'm gonna guess our Blue Dragon friend is probably in there. He's worth probably our entire group, if I'm gonna be honest. He looked like he was gonna be a tough fight.
Yeah.
Andar's like, I'll be right back, and he steps out of the tent and looks around for a little gaggle, or maybe someone outside of another tent that's like, I don't know, smoking a pipe, or maybe coming back from the latrine or something, you know.
What was that, Andar?
Said he steps out of the tent and he looks around for a small gaggle of maybe one or two or three cultists or guards or something, or someone, I don't know, coming back from the shit house, or
Smoke pit.
yeah.
All right. So you walk outside of the tent looking around. And you do notice a lone cultist. Where is this? There we go. Oh, whoops. No, I didn't want to do that. You do notice a lone cultist kind of milling about, making his way over this way, slowly.
Andar will gain his attention. Oi! Oi!
He looks around because he hears something, and then all of a sudden he notices you, and then he looks at you like, what the fuck?
Hey, praise the queen. Yeah.
He nods his head. He's like, I praise the queen.
We were, me and my friends were separated from the main party, returning from the victory in greenest. When he says victory in greenest, he hoists his spear in the air, in a triumphant manner.
The man is smiling from your regale.
Where do we take the trinkets? And I show him the goblin bag, the bag that I had that had like the candlesticks and such in it. Cobalt bag.
Oh, gotcha. So he looks at you and he's like, oh, must have shown up late to the party, huh?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we didn't get much. We got there late and we left late, and then got separated from the main party coming back because, well, nature called and I had to wander off. And anyway, a long story.
He points over in this direction. He's like, you give it to the guards, and they tell you what to do with it.
He pointed which direction? I'm sorry, I had my head turned. Okay. Right, hand it to the big boys over there. All right, thanks. Appreciate it. How long we staying here? We're moving on, right? New towns to conquer and such.
Surely. Well, we just wait for the orders.
Right. Okay, thanks. Appreciate it. Praise be to the queen.
Aye, praise. Then he goes back about his way.
All right, so perhaps, guys, fellas, we pretend to be a part of this cult and turn this treasure hoard in, you know, and he shakes the bag. He's talking to his party members now. Yes? No?
Yeah, that could work.
Sure. Why not?
Maybe get us closer to the cave. I don't know.
It's better than my idea, which is nothing. So, let's do it.
Onwards.
All right. So here's the story. We were late to the party. That's why we don't have much as far as treasure. We got separated from the main body coming back here because I had to go use the bathroom.
Or we can say that we fought in a small adventuring people.
And then, then we could tack that on. We were attacked, took care of some adventurers, a posse from Greenest. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's a ticket.
All right, so we're gonna go talk to these guards and see where we got to turn the treasure in.
If I could make a suggestion,
Yes.
perhaps the one who's best at lying tells the story.
And everybody looks at the bard.
Freddy.
I mean, yeah. I didn't want to say it out loud, but...
All right. I need
Hand him the bag.
Although, actually, your deception's +4. That's not terrible.
I'm not proficient in deception, though.
I need a.
But I mean, better than me, I have a +1, so...
I can become proficient in deception.
So real quick, I need a group check of stealth from you guys.
Oh, no problem.
We are allowed. We don't control our
He
volumes.
does chink when he walks along.
You would not get disadvantage for this, Ondar.
Okay, then it was a 12.
Okay.
13.
Plus 1.
So 13. Okay.
Yes. Lucky 13.
I mean, hey, we got 11, 12, 13, so...
All right. Bear with me, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, guys. If you want to venture out, you can venture out. I am prepared.
All right. Well, let's.
Who's doing the talking?
Freddy's gonna do the talking.
Freddy, yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Although he's not here to do the RP himself.
All right. As you are exiting the tent, you notice a hastily scrawled note posted just outside on the tent flap. It reads, "If you are reading this, hope to upset the current activities within this camp. You may find yourself an additional ally nearby. If the opposite is true, expect yourselves another foe."
Quickly look around.
All right, make a perception check.
Ah, there we go. Batting 1,000 when it counts.
Looking around, you just notice the same sights, sounds, and smells as before.
I do not see anyone looking at us, Knock.
Oh. Well, given that, I suppose we just continue forward. Not really sure what to make of that yet.
I will take the note and I will take out an ink. I will circle friend, and then I'll leave it back there.
Ah, brilliant. So, to the guards.
Guards.
All right, go ahead. Does movement work now?
What do you mean?
So there you go. Yeah, it does work. Okay.
Ah, interesting.
Boom. Yes. Awesome. I just found that last night because I was watching Drake. I was watching Drake's stream and I was like, oh my god, the movement.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, isn't that freaking sweet? That's really cool.
Wait, the what?
It even tells you like the feet and everything.
Yeah. I was hoping they would add something like that to, although I don't know how to, like, make it stop.
Just re-grab your original spot and move it a little bit.
Yeah. Plus, like, I as DM, I accept or decline that movement. So
Right.
I can just...
Oh, that's
Yep.
the new version of DM move. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. I kind of like
Yep.
that.
Yeah, especially when we're not in combat and we're moving around this big-ass area.
All right.
Right.
So moving up, you see a bunch of prisoners coming back from what seems to be some hard labor, and the guards are pushing their way. Make way, make way.
Excuse us. Pardon us.
Yeah, I'll
Cool.
move up and out of the way.
I.
Do you know where to take the loot?
Of course. Back there. Talk to one of the guards.
Right?
And
Praise
then
Queen.
they slowly make way back to the camp, giving the prisoners a good smack or two along the way.
We know where the prisoners are kept now.
All right. Well,
Do y'all wish to continue with trying to get into the cave, or?
I thought. Wait.
No,
So
I think-
I think you meant the guards in front of
tent
this
is,
tent. Yeah. I think we go this way.
Oh, okay.
Because you said specifically guards, and we can see some guards, so I'm assuming it's them.
Okay.
They quickly come to kind of block your path. Halt! What's your business?
Oh, we've got treasure to turn in. We just wanted to make sure it went to the right place. They told us up here.
All right.
We have loot from the Victory and Greenest, and again waves the spear in a triumphant manner.
All right. Hand it here. Kind of motions to the ground to drop the bag on the ground.
It's not much. We were late to the party, and just tosses the bag on the ground. I will remove it from my inventory.
All right. So he comes over, and he looks inside. Not much, but everything counts. And then he grabs it, and while he's walking away, turns back and says, "Well, be on your way." And then you see him make his way over to the cave entrance.
Andor, I'm not much with plans, but I don't know what the point of this plan was.
Right. I thought perhaps we could gain access this way.
Oh. They seemed pretty dead set on nobody going near that cave.
Right. So we fall back to rescuing the prisoners, right?
By the way, can we see into the big tent from here? Like, is the tent flap closed or is it open?
Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Oh, not great at that.
Everyone? Anyone?
Anyone that
Oh
wants
man, it was a 20 for like, it just slid on 20 and then 8. Teasing me today.
Oh, better than me, though.
That's not good. Somebody needs to do good at this.
to. Oof.
Tent?
Oh,
Hey, there's that
There you go.
20.
Tent? What tent? What are you talking about, tent? I don't see
All
no
right.
fucking tent.
So while you are all here milling about, Noct and Ondar try to look within the tent. You are not able to get a good vantage point, but Qualamir, from where you're standing, you're looking in, you can see some prominent figures silhouetted from the inside. One looks to be the silhouette of a more monstrous figure. And then
Be my friend.
you're also paying attention to the sounds, and it sounds like there is not arguing, but delegation going on within. I said, be gone! One of the guard waves his spears.
Right. Head this way. Just try to give him what he wants so he doesn't freak out. So it would appear that our initial thoughts were correct in our large dragon man friend is in that tent, yeah.
definitely so.
I am feeling less and less good about our ability to save these prisoners, let alone ourselves.
But in good news, it didn't seem like their next plan is starting to move. It sounds like they were trying to delegate out stuff.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the reality of the situation is we need to get a bigger force to really do anything here. We could try and sneak those prisoners out up the hill, but that's about all I got.
Well, I don't feel happy about leaving the half-elf here. He is
He's
going
the only
to
one
die.
that I do feel okay about leaving. He wants to be here. That's his choice. We all get to make choices and die how we like.
This is true. How long has it been since the kobolds took off looking for the others?
Question.
From the guardhouse,
Yeah.
Yep.
I would say it's probably been an hour and a half.
Oh, shit.
So it's about that time.
So, yeah, it is quickly about to become fucking a real party in here. So we either need to go now or stop the distraction play and try to get the prisoners out.
And the sun is beginning to get lower in the sky. I would say it's probably around 3 o'clock in the afternoon at this point.
Go back to our tent and wait for the alarm to be sounded and use that as a distraction to get the prisoners released and hope maybe we can get out under the guise of darkness.
If we get close to the prisoners, we can talk to them. Or at least I can.
Yes.
My chief concern there, Ondar, is not a lot of you see good in the dark. Under cover of darkness might be also known as you guys are very ineffectual.
We follow you.
Yeah.
You have to see me to follow me.
I'll grab your coattails.
I don't have coattails.
We have rope.
I'm like the lifeline.
Right. Or we get the prisoners and make a dash for the cave and use that as cover while everyone else is looking. We cause a distraction. Perhaps a fire on the hill or something.
I think we should be more scared of what's in the cave. Is that
Yeah,
what the dragon eggs are?
Oof.
We did see a giant blue dragon.
Yeah, I was gonna say, considering that cave looks big enough that a dragon could get into it, I'm scared. But I don't know that Nock will put that together. So, to be fair, like I said, if I do know caves, I would like to offer the same problem though, which is once we're in there, it's gonna get dark, oppressively, horrifically, ambient, nothing dark, and at that point, you either need to guide you and make you completely ineffectual in combat, or we need torches and such, and that's just going to give ourselves away. So I'm all about getting close to those prisoners, waiting for hopefully an alarm that pulls guards off them. Who doesn't, we try to jump quickly and then rushing them up that hill. But that's partially because I'm pretty sure I can't die.
No one wants to die.
All right, let's sneak information from the prisoners then. And just try to get close enough so that
Like-
Walamir can speak to one of them.
Come back to that like kind of middle area is what I'm. Well, I guess you guys can't see my arrows, but if we like kind of hang out back here, back towards where Monkman is chilling, then we won't be as conspicuous, I think, and then Qualamir can do his brain talks.
And we get close enough. Can I make a perception to see which one seems to be the most toughest, or if not, like the leader?
Of the prisoners or the...
Yeah, of the leader of the prisoners.
Of the prisoners? Okay, go ahead.
My bad.
So, you're taking notice of these prisoners, and they all seem pretty beat down and low in spirits. There isn't one that seems to be kind of keeping them together. Roll an insight on that. All right, so your insight kind of is cluing you in that a lot of these prisoners probably aren't like family members. It's just random people that were taken from all across the green fields, not even just Green Est. So they may not know each other.
And who looks the strongest?
Prisoner 5.
Okay. He will. What's that? Try and move like 10 feet, like closer.
Okay.
Try and keep with like the same group as if we're all talking. And then he'll have everyone else just around him. Then, and as they're talking, he'll mentally talk to the prisoner and be like, "How would you like your freedom?"
Is that telepathic?
Yes.
Okay.
He shouts it across the open ground.
Hey, you! I'm gonna break out these prisoners.
He
may be free spirited, but he's not that free spirited.
He looks.
He doesn't want to free his spirit.
He looks confused and surprised. What was that? He says out loud. Ah, shut up, you! And then he gives him a smack.
And then he'll do another link and he'll be like, "Sorry, I should have told you. This is telepathically, so it's all inside of your head. I am not inside your head. I am an actual physical person. I'm here to possibly see about helping you guys to escape."
And the prisoner says, "Oh my, oh yes, please." And then he's kind of huddled, cowering, in physicality.
He'll ask, "How many of you are there?"
8, I think.
And he'll turn to the group and he'll be like, "8 drinks?"
And then the
You're thirsty.
the cultist gives him a swift kick, and he's like, "Urgh, get on with it. Get back in the camp." And then he gets up and begins moving away.
And then he'll go closer to the rest of the group, and then it'll be like, "It'll be harder to get close now that they're more just kind of surrounded."
So is that area wired off or something, or fenced off, or?
No, the cultists are kind of just keeping them fenced in. Plus, there's no way for them to get out without climbing.
Understood.
And they would definitely be seen. "What's it you need there?" The cultist comes back, and he regards you, Qualamir. The group.
Like, "I'm trying to find some drink."
Drinks over that.
The victor.
Drinks over that
Oh.
way, and he points to the tents. He's like, "I'm sure there's some grog somewhere."
"Thank you and praise to the queen." And then he'll wander off with everyone else and like to victory.
Hey, yeah, huzzah!
He says, "Aye, the camp of the great cult of the dragon, praise Tiamat's glory."
Very much.
Whatever.
Aye, very, very, very much, yes. Great trek. Great trekking.
and then we will head back to our tent area.
I think we can take those 4 guards.
The sound of that combat and everyone else around here.
Yeah, I agree. I think I could definitely kill 1 or 2 of those guys. Now my concern is the 70, 80 that joined that fray.
When the alarm is sounded, hear most Ricky Ticky.
Let me tell you the tale of a friend I had. His name was Leroy Jenkins, and he was a brave soul.
Me being DM, if I ever see a player with the name Leroy or Jenkins, I'm probably going to question them.
Yeah. Jankroy Lee, baby.
The barbarian fighter. It just charges.
It's not even just at that point killing yourself. You kill your party too. Or they have to be the ones who kill you, I guess. That's how they make sure that they cast suspicion. Stab you to death for being an idiot.
You see the camp winding down, and cultists begin to stop moving about so freely as they get into their mugs. The merriment of the camp is rising as day turns to afternoon, and sounds of boisterous laughter can be heard across the encampment.
Strange.
Mainly coming from north of your current position.
Perhaps we should maybe attempt to stealthily deal with those guards on the prison.
Oh. Well, if we can get them together and kind of out of sight, Colmere can make things quiet, but it's a pretty tight grouping we're gonna need, and
Well,
it's gonna have to be fast and hard if we're gonna pull this off.
I can't see in the dark, so they can't either,
Nor can I.
right?
Yes, they're gonna have probably torches and stuff about, which is great for them because they don't care about being noticed. We are gonna care about being noticed.
Well, if we get against this wall to our south, this cliff, and stay close to it and get around to the other side of where the prisoners are, perhaps we can cause a ruckus that will draw the guards to that, and then deal with them out of line of sight of the rest of the camp. If we are vicious and quick, perhaps it will draw no attention.
And the great rolls in the sky come to our aid. Hey, look, I'll do it. If that's the plan we're gonna go with, I'm not gonna send you out there alone. But
Well, then we can replace them as guards. We could man their position.
And if we need extra forces, I know, I'll look at Nox and he'd be like, I know you have lots of weapons. Maybe we could give some to the prisoners.
These are my weapons, though.
We could take
True, but you'll
take the weapons from
get them back.
the guards that we kill, and
Also, yes.
that is my suggestion.
Think of it as an investment.
You cause the silence, and it should be no issue whatsoever. We deal with them quickly and firmly, and
I love this plan. Let's get wet out there.
right.
Certainly not gonna fucking make any friends here, so might as well chop our way to.
Sneak this way. Cause some kind of ruckus in this general area, and deal with the guards there. Yeah.
Yeah, what if one of you pretends to be stabbed? And then we call out that we need help.
Right.
That'll get them close enough to
Right.
then stab them back.
Right. So, Freddy or Brother Co? Freddy's the least likely to inflict massive amounts of injuries upon them quickly, so if he's lying down...
Yeah, he can also cast. To be
approach.
fair, he can cast while lying down, and we all need to be able on our
Right.
feet to fight.
Right.
Although I guess so can Qualamir with a lot of his spells. But yeah, I agree in concept. We should have whoever's gonna lie down and pretend to be stabbed. It should be one of you cast boys.
I think it should be not me, 'cause I need to cast the spell. And then once I do cast the spell, if I'm inside of the zone,
Right,
I
you
can't
can't.
cast any spells.
Well, you can't cast any that have vocal, which I
That's
don't know.
every cleric.
Probably every cleric spell's gonna say like, think that
Every
kind of
cleric
bones
spell.
ya?
No, but when you make the silence, it's on an area, right? Not on a person. You could exit the area.
Yeah.
Very, very true. But we would want to stay inside of that, so that way that they don't. No one is.
Well, if Knocked Eye and Brother Co, that's 3 of us against 4 of them, standing and fighting. That's in our favor, I believe.
I mean, as far as I think this is the best plan that ends with us getting them prisoners out of here.
That's our goal, yes.
I would prefer it, yes.
And we neutralize a section of the camp anyway in that manner. And then we can have a further discussion with that stupid half-elf that wants to remain here getting tortured to death.
Yeah, I think whether he likes it or not, he's coming with us at that point because we're probably going to need his fists swinging.
Right.
But then, if things go south, are
Oh
we
man.
ready to...
To be fair, I don't even want to entertain how it goes south because it goes south and we all fucking die, or become prisoners, which is also known as party death.
Well, once we secure this area of the camp, we could then create a actual diversion and maybe escape along the south wall. It will be dark.
Once again, that's 100 and some odd feet up.
I didn't mean climb. I meant follow the cavern or the cliff wall, southern wall, till we get to the entrance exit area and leave. Or make a mad dash for the cave and...
I say we cross that bridge if we survive long enough to get to it.
Right.
Plans are better when they're improvised, I think.
Onwards and upwards then.
Yes.
All right. So, as you are talking in the tent, formulating your plan about how to proceed forth, shades begin to cover the inside of this plateau hollow as the sun begins to dip down to be covered by the cliff walls and the cliff faces. Darkness comes, and nighttime calls forth. We are going to end right here.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Do we want to do... Yeah, I'll just... Trying to think of how we could do... Oh, that's right. I'll do the pin. So that we can kind of... no, it doesn't really want to let me do that. I think only the GM can actually...
Pins?
Yeah, it won't let me
can?
drop a pin on there.
Huh. I thought
That's
you
alright. I'll
could.
just take a note that where
Okay.
we were going to go.
Gotcha.
So that
I
we
thought
don't have to
you'd be able
try desperately to remember what our plan was.
Yeah. All right, so that was part 2, session 3, Espionage. Thank you guys for showing up. Sadly, we did not get Lord Valoth or Sauerkraut. Sauerkraut must be stuck at work. But yeah,
It's on duty.
good session.
All right, guys. Look forward to next week and dying with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, prepare your next character, because somebody may not come out of this one.
we will see.
All right, guys. Have a great rest of the week.
Yep.
It's
Thanks.
good.
You too, man. Later.